Alright. I guess I did it backwards, huh? Alright. Now, we're back in the studio. You saw me initially, and then I faded myself back out, and then I faded back in. That's just all the tricks of the trade here in the studio. So let's go ahead and let's talk about our last stories of the day. Now, we were talking about the really what we were talking about was the Cool Pics, the Nikon Cool Pics camera. That thing is coming out. They talked about it for. We didn't tell you the price of it yet, but they talked about how, not they, but we talked about how this thing is coming out. It has a lot of cool features on it. It has that panorama. It has that full HD, the 14x in the S6600 model, and then the 18x optical zoom in the L60 model. I mean, these are powerful zooms for a point and shoot. Now, the S66 price is going to be at 199 pounds. Now, that's if you live in the UK. However, if you're in the US, it's going to be $305. If you're in Australia, 340 Aussie dollars. Now, the Nikon Coolpix L620 price will be at 199 pounds in the UK, 305 here in the US, and 340 Aussie dollars in Australia. Both are expected to be available in early September. So, I mean, not too much difference in the price. They give you, well, actually no difference in the price. Not too much, but no difference. This thing is identical as far as price goes, but it just depends on which one you want. Now, let me just show you a real quick, and then I'll show you an image of that tilt screen. Now, this is just one of the colors coming for the Coolpix camera right here. Yeah, that's an enlarged picture of it right there. Pretty decent. I mean, for that, with Wi-Fi capability in it, for having all of those at 18 and 14x optical zoom with that CMOS lens and things like that, definitely this is something that's a camera right there that to me is not bad. That's a camera that's not bad. Now let me go ahead and show you this other view of the camera, because definitely this is going to be something that you want to if you're looking for a good point and shoot, nothing crazy, nothing that's going to be, you get this camera and then all of a sudden you have to you have to lug around extra bags or anything like that. No. Not with this thing. This thing here, let me show you some of the other colors it's going to come in, as well as the Coolpix screen that we're talking about here. Here we go. There we go with that Coolpix screen right here. Bam! So here we got the Coolpix screen right here. This is what it is. It flips out right here. Let me maybe enlarge it. Maybe it's harder for you to see right there. So let me just enlarge it here real quick. Okay, so you flip the screen out. This is like a ghost image. That's why it looks that way. But if the screen is flat right here, and then you can flip it out here. You can flip it fully out right here, and then you can tilt it still. You can swivel it up and down right here, so you can really get some good shots, especially if you're taking a shot of yourself. And these are just some of the other colors right here. You saw that purple one. They also have this red, black, fuchsia, pink, whatever, and this silver one. All of this should be coming out in September, early to late September. They say early September, but I'm going to say late September. A lot of times it's delayed a bit. But this is a screen that's on it right here in the back. Swivel. So if you're taking self-portraits, you're someone that likes to take pictures of yourself, like in different sceneries. You don't have someone who you can call on and say, hey, take this picture for me, and you're taking of yourself. The screen definitely gives you the flexibility to be able to take pictures at various angles and various things like that. So definitely this is going to be a good, fun camera for anybody that is looking for a point and shoot camera. So, hey, you're looking for a point and shoot camera? Definitely this is the one you want. Now, according to The Verge, we talked about Xbox One earlier, and now we're going to talk a little bit about PlayStation. According to The Verge, those of you that have PlayStation Vitas. Now, I know PlayStation Vita hasn't really lived up to the expectations of Sony. You know, they haven't really, the mobile gaming market is really not as vibrant as Sony would like to think or would like it to be. Really, Sony is trying to expand its Vita streaming support and improve visual icons with this latest. So those of you that have Sony PlayStation Vita, if you've been waiting for a better streaming support and improved visuals on your PlayStation Vita, Sony's latest update that they just released has you covered. The firmware update 2.6. The company has tweaked the UI and made it easier to access save game data on PlayStation Plus and open up a new ways of toggling network options for the PlayStation Vita. Now, Sony has finally softened its circular content bubbles with anti-aliasing, so it's not going to look as jagged around the edges. Anyone that knows about anti-aliasing, it makes curves or corners more rounded, makes it look a little bit more realistic instead of like that stair-stepper, jaggy edge type situation you get with a lot of circles or a lot of curves, objects like elbows or eyes or heads or stuff like that when you're looking at graphics and stuff like that. So they added some anti-aliasing and has also introduced a new control screen similar to Android on the Apple Control Center in iOS 7. It allows gamers to manage Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and 3G settings simply by holding the PS button. And right on the system, there's a PS button. Now, Vita owners can now stream content directly from connected devices, including PlayStation 3 or PC, no longer requiring videos or music to be saved locally first. Overall, Sony has focused mainly on improving the media capabilities of the Vita and ahead of the launch of the PlayStation 4, scheduled, obviously, as everyone knows, at the end of this year. Now, Sony's next generation console is set to breathe new life into the handheld world after it pledged to make every standard PS4 game playable on the Vita. Now, that's a bold move by PlayStation to make every playable game on the PS4, every standard game on the PS4 playable on the Vita using remote play streaming functionality. And this is something that they showed at E3. Now, for the full list of new features for the new Vita update, you can head over to Sony's support site or Sony.com and you can get all the other information about it. But right there, that firmware update, they had to release it before the PlayStation 4 was released. And I'm going to show you just how some of these icons look now with this firmware update. They look more smooth, they look more rounded, they look, they look better. That's the bottom line. They look better. So let me go ahead and show you this thing here real quick. And pow! You know what I'm saying? Yeah, here's how these icons look. Nice and rounded, nice and colorful and stuff like that right there. And they had to come out with this update before the PS4 because they want to be able to play every standard game. That's going to be a tall order. That's not an order that's like, oh man, they're going to play every standard game. Cool. No, that's a tall order to have every standard PS4 game playable by the Vita and have it with that remote play that they're going to set up. Definitely, I can't wait to see how this thing is integrated. That was the word I'm looking for. How this thing is integrated into the PS4 and Vita, how they're going to interact and stuff like that. And if it does, this can add new life, because if you remember, the PlayStation Vita was originally created to be an extension of the PS3. In other words, when you're playing a game on the PS3, you are able to carry that same game via the PlayStation Network, PlayStation Store, using Wi-Fi and whatnot. You can transfer that game over to the PS Vita and continue playing if you're going out or you're going over to your aunt's house and you know it's going to be boring there. No one's going to be there that you care about. You know what I'm saying? You're over there and you're saying, man, this place, just a bunch of old people there and everyone talking about, apple pies and bacon, and, you don't care about that. But, your mom is making you go, you can't do anything else. So you carry your PlayStation Vita, you download your games from the PlayStation 3, and in this case from the PlayStation 4 coming up onto your Vita, and you're gaming on the go. So this is definitely, with this new firmware update 2.6, I'm going to try and download this thing when I go home because I got the PlayStation Vita. I'm going to try and download it, see how long it takes to download, stuff like that. And incidentally, that's one of the problems I'm finding with the OER. You know, with this always-on technology, when you turn the OER off, this thing, you know, to update, it really takes a while. So that's something that a lot of people who are going to, especially with the PlayStation 4, especially with the Xbox One, if they're going to have these updates, so they're going to have them updating, they have to find a better way of updating a little more quickly. You know what I'm saying? So that it doesn't become a burden to people to update, especially if you don't have your machine always on, and then you have 20 updates that has to happen all at once. That's not going to be easy, you know, but that's what it is. So, well, I'm going to give you that report tomorrow about this firmware update 2.6. All right, that's it. We've come to the end of another Tech Pulse. Yes, and it is August 7th. Tomorrow, August 8th, we're going to have another packed show for you with all the news and tech reviews happening around. So until then, we want to thank everybody for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Check it out. Later. Peace.